Oh, good. Yep. Howdy, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another Down South Live.
Hope you liked that little clip there, a little picture of Riley after probably, 15 or 20 years?
Finally getting to meet Sam and Dean Winchester, even though they pretty much roughed me up the first day I met them.
So for the first time, well, very few times in his life, he had nothing to say. So we go in a room with Sam and Dean and Baby, of course, to get a photo and meet them really quick, pushing everybody through. You couldn't even say two words for them and to them, and they were pulling your arm trying to get the next person in there. But Riley was starstruck, and so I walked in the room with him, not to get in the picture, of course, and I looked at Sam and Dean, and I said, for the first time ever, this guy starstruck. He has nothing to say. I cannot believe it, but I will tell you, he's been waiting. I think he's been waiting 15 to 20 years for y'all to kick his butt, and immediately he got in the headlock. They snatched him over, and they commenced to making a great picture with him. That's my story.
Yeah.
It went down that way.
Yeah, that's how it went down.
So, but I want to say one thing before I forget it. In this picture, so this was this weekend. We went to Charlotte to the Supernatural Convention. Man, there were thousands of people there. I had no idea. I should have that it was that kind of following. Woo! Lots of different kinds of people in the world. I'll leave it at that. I learned a lot. Anyway, I don't get into politics, and I'll try not to do that. But I will say, Sam and Dean, or Jared and what's the name?
Jared and Jensen.
Jared and Jensen are down to earth people. Like I said, when you go in here for this photo op, it ain't about talking and carrying on. It's about taking a picture with them, and you immediately get escorted out. They actually took probably 5 minutes with Riley, to the point where the lady grabbed his arm to pull him out, And Sam said, hold on, no, we got a few minutes with him. So he actually let Riley talk to him. Riley told him, his ordeal, things that happened in his life. And those guys, they were down to earth, uplifting, cool guys, man. Nothing else to say about it, but they were great guys. And like I said, Riley was starstruck from the moment those guys walked down the hall. And I will say too, is Sam, that dude must be 6'5". You see him on the TV on their the Supernatural show all the time, and you think they're average size guys like us. Of course, I'm below average size height, and those guys are tall. I believe probably Dean's probably 6'1" or 2.
Yeah,
because you're 5'9", 5'10", and look how much taller Sam is than you.
Yeah, Sam's a whole head taller than me.
Anyway, what did you think about it?
I thought it was the best day of my life meeting those two guys.
So we had a good time.
We really did.
Man, those are cool guys though. So that was a birthday present he got. Was it birthday or Christmas?
Birthday.
So that was a birthday present we got him for his birthday to go meet those guys. And so we've been leading up to that. We've been looking forward to it for a long time. So between the Savannah Haunting House 2 weekends ago, come right back home and go to Charlotte on Saturday all day, Sunday, and this week work has been hectic this week for all of us. Just a lot going on at work, and man, glad it's Wednesday. Hope you all are. Anyway, I'll quit jabbering. We are going to have a special guest tonight.
We are.
Movie producer, awesome person, good friend now. Alexis Nelson. We're going to get her on here and do a little bit of talking, and we're going to go from there. But for sure, thank you all for hopping on. Please share the video out. Man, our little Facebook group is still growing, man.
It's
amazing.
Still growing.
So, but at the same time, we'd like for them 650 people in the group now to start hopping up here, and let's talk about some paranormal things and give us some ideas of places you guys would like to see us go. Because we're trying to fall when the fall gets here, which it's on the way. Of course, it's still hot in North Carolina. I don't know where you guys are, but when the fall gets here, we're going to try to hit a few more places. We'll definitely be going somewhere every weekend. We're going to try. So we're looking for recommendations from you guys. Where would you like to see us go? The scarier, the better.
We need some more at-home calls, preferably.
But still, yeah, we've been driving a lot, man, out of state. We don't have a problem with it as long as it pays off. Savannah Haunting was awesome. We're definitely going to do that again. If those guys will have us, we're going to do it again. We learned a lot. We were there, and a lot of things we'll do different this time when we go back. And there's a few other places in Savannah we want to try out.
Yes, there is.
But we're still going to do our local. I ain't really gonna call it the Hill House, but we got a nasty place we're gonna go to. I don't know if it'll be this weekend or the following weekend. We may get around to it this weekend. I don't know what your plans are. Are you going to try to get there this weekend? So maybe we get Dylan up here. Hey man, just speaking of Dylan, I see his name popped up. Don't forget, you guys, if you comment up here on the Facebook, give us your name. We can't see it. StreamYard doesn't show us your name, I guess for safety or just keeping it private. You can go to StreamYard and you can give them permission to post your name. So Riley and I do not see your name unless we look, and I will turn Facebook on my phone so I can see.
Okay.
Dylan, I sent you a link if you want to pop up here, man. I don't know where you can tonight. It's okay if you don't, but I sent you the link early. So I'm gonna send the link to Alexis. We'll get her up to here. We'll get this thing moving.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you going to see it?
It's gone. It's already gone, cuz. Wake up. Get with me. Come on. Press the button. Right. Make it happen. Let's go. Oh, here we go. One other thing we forgot. Let me start here. So Riley made a post. You might have saw it. We're looking for sponsorships. We don't want, we're not trying to peddle anybody out of any money. That was not the intention. This is what we're looking for. Powered by Core Water. We're looking for your sponsorship if you're watching. But the big one, oh, Monster Energy. We really want you. We need that motorhome, Monster Energy. We need it. We look for that sponsorship. Powered by Hunting Monsters, powered by Monster. Sounds like a commercial.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I shut our product off all the time on investigations. I'm notorious for sucking the bottom out of a monster.
Yeah, man. This dude lives off monsters.
I do.
He lives off monsters. Let me get Facebook turned on here.
I just ordered 2 more cases this afternoon. That'll be here Friday.
What's up, Teddy? Yeah, I got it turned on now. I can see who you are. And Mr. Doug. Let's see. Yeah, Teddy, we haven't talked to him in a few weeks, but we got to get up with him. Teddy said you got your butt whooped.
Yeah, I did, Teddy.
We are, Teddy. We're going to get up with him. Hopefully, we'll get up with him this week because we want to put that one back on our schedule.
Talk to Hood.
About our bank in Kinston. This spot beside where we talked to Mr. Steve.
Steve. Yeah, I've tried contacting him, but he's never gotten back.
We'll get up with him. He's been busy. He said the summertime he was wide open busy with family and people going to the beach. He's got a place at the beach. He chills out, and I don't blame him. You know, everybody's got to have some downtime. They ain't like me and you.
Yeah.
You try to keep me busy, even when I'm already busy. Hello?
Yeah. I mean, the more the better.
Yeah.
That's what I always heard.
What's going on, Brad and family? I see that, man. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Dylan, what you up to, Dylan? Let me make sure. Let me get what you got there. Oh, here's Alexis popping on. We're going to get her in here.
Awesome.
Sleep it all. Oh,
hey, Alexis.
Hey, you guys. Thanks for having me.
Howdy. Glad you got on again.
Yeah, we're glad
How are you
to
guys
have
doing?
It's Wednesday, the old saying, hump day. Seems like it's taking a week for the hump day to get here this week.
Yeah.
To me. Oh, hey, Kenzie. Everybody, this is Alexis Nelson, friend of ours and movie producer. Gosh, I really don't know your title as far as how many movies you've been a part of producing.
A lot. Yeah, a lot. Just different different realms of a lot of visual effects and post-production. And Savannah Haunting was the one we just did that came out, and that was our baby from the ground up. So, and you guys got to come to the house and see it, which is really cool.
Yeah, that was amazing.
And actually, when we got back from Georgia, my wife and daughter watched the movie for the first time after we got back, and they loved it.
Yeah.
So everybody who's seen it, we talked to about it, likes the movie. We're still trying to push it out to people too.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we got into this for a second. You guys intrigued me last time we ended our conversation because you said something about a house you went to. It was one of the first paranormal adventures you went on ever. And I guess you call this place the Hell House, and it was horrible. So I'd love to hear a little bit about it. How did you find this place in the beginning?
Yeah.
You see, at the time, it was like our first week that
I don't think it was first week because you'd already been to Granger several times. I think this was the first one that actually give him a feeling he didn't know he was going to get. Upset stomach, throw up, all the everything, crying.
Works.
I mean, I never seen him. I just never seen him act like the way he did. And I shouldn't say acting because it wasn't an act, but he was tore up. He actually thought, and I'm gonna jump in. We were worried at my house because he thought he had an attachment. He thought something had come home with him. So we were to the point, like my wife and I, this was really before I was helping him. I was like, you got to go. he ain't bringing nothing in our house tonight. So that it was
maybe
that bad.
you have an attachment. That's something to be curious about. Maybe that did happen.
Yeah, it could happen. We think about
very, very possible after what I saw that night.
I tell you
So
something else.
how did you find this house?
The lady, the wife of the family the wife that was in the family that was experiencing these problems, she saw our card, one of our business cards on Facebook, and actually called my partner's cell phone number and then called my cell phone number. And the partner that she called did not want anything to do with that investigation because it seemed demonic related. And I mean, they were giving it a name or labeling it before we even went to the house. So I already had an idea of what we were dealing with, but at the time I didn't really think on it too much that it would actually be that when I got there. And me and my other partner, David, went to this house, and when we were having troubles finding the house because we typed in the address, but it pulled us into a trailer park, and there were a bunch of houses around us. So we ended up pulling over in one of them's driveway, and we looked down at the phone, and the address was pulling up to that house anyways. And
so you didn't think you were at the right house, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah. But then all of a sudden, I look over at my partner, and he's busted out in tears. And then next thing I know, I'm busting out in tears. I don't know why.
No reason.
No apparent reason in the world. We are sitting there in these people's that we don't even know. We are sitting in their driveway crying our eyes out for no reason at all. And
needless to say, you figured out why.
Yes, needless to say, I did figure out why.
So I don't know much about this.
He basically got, I'm not saying got tricked into this, but I think the homeowners knew a lot more than they said they knew, and knew a lot more than they told him and David at the time. To make a real, definitely, it ended up being, they've been practicing witchcraft in this house. He probably wouldn't have went if he'd have known that. So maybe it was good they didn't tell you, because you learned a lot.
Yeah.
When you first got there, I mean, that almost, to me, it's like showing up to a house and just feeling all that sadness. You think maybe that there was something there that was really sad. Like my first thought wouldn't be, witchcraft, as you said, but it'd be something that was extremely sad. Maybe something that was lost or lost something, right? And then you're feeling that extreme emotion as soon as you get nearby.
Yeah.
So I think this place where he went, I'm not going to give the address or anything just to keep it private, but it was another place that was built on top of a burial ground.
Mm-hmm. What state is this? You don't have to say anything else.
It's local to us. It's in North Carolina. Yeah,
it's local to us.
It's Greene County. All you Greene County folks, some crazy things are happening in Greene County. But yeah, this place is in Greene County, and man, nothing good about it, really. I'm not saying anything good about it. I wouldn't go there. I'm not going there.
Right. So you get there, you just feel extreme sadness, like something you've probably never felt before in your life, I'd imagine, to just start bawling like that, both of you.
Yeah. Once we got ourselves together, we walked inside and we met the family and introduced ourselves, and we got out. We had brought like a case of equipment with us because we were unsure of what we were dealing with in the house. They just wanted to know what it was or what was happening. So we began setting up some different equipment that would pretty much help us figure out what they were dealing with. And come to find out, we were there from about 7 o'clock. We thought it was going to be maybe a tops of an hour-long investigation, and it ended up we stayed there for an hour or so, and we got to talking like, Riley, this house is crazy, man.
That was what David said to you.
Yeah,
which you were already probably thinking that, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was thinking that, and then as it's getting dark, it's pretty much pitch black dark now, and it's like 8 o'clock. So we were there for an hour, and we were getting really good communication.
Orbs all over the place. We got some.
So what kind of equipment? Maybe start like what did you set up? What sort of gear did you set up around the house?
We set up a few REM pods throughout the house and video cameras.
So yeah, we had some cameras there.
And we had a spirit box or two going.
So what did you notice started being triggered first? Where did you notice activity?
Was in the bathroom. Wasn't the cabinet slam in the bathroom, doors opening and closing on their own in the bathroom cabinet?
That's the thing, Alexis. That night there was actually, there was a bedroom where this family's daughter actually practiced witchcraft, and they didn't tell us that until after we were done. So yeah, she practiced it in the back bedroom of the house, and we walked back there, and as soon as I walked back there, I knew, I could tell there is something wrong with this room. There's something wrong with it. I could feel it. Just the most sickening feeling you could ever imagine. It literally felt
So is that where you noticed things first? Was in the back bedroom, or was it, you said something happened in a bathroom first?
Yeah. Wait, after a few of the voices coming over the spirit box, we kind of started to realize, this may be a spirit that's meaning to cause harm on this family, because it does not sound nice at all. And
it was profanity coming through the device.
So what? Okay, so did you hear words first, or were other things triggered before that?
I remember you were telling me that what got you was in the bathroom. I don't know if maybe David had gone in there, and the door opened and closed on its own.
Yeah, and when he says closed, it wasn't just a little nonchalant close softly. Like it opened up by itself, and then something slammed the turd out of it.
All in like probably 5 seconds. I remember David saying, he said, "Can you do that again? Show me again." And it didn't do it this time, but the water turned on in the sink and turned back off on its own. So that was, I haven't seen that happen. And naturally, we didn't have a camera in the bathroom, of course. We had it in the bedroom where Riley was at. So we missed all that on recording.
But it was making itself known, whatever it was. So then what were the words?
It was definitely making itself known.
So you started having activity around, and then what can you tell me sort of the dialogue between you guys at the spirit box? What did you hear? When did you know that whatever this wasn't just sad, but maybe was something much darker?
Well, like I told you, I was in the back bedroom working with the spirit box, trying to get good communication, and actually trying to record some on my phone as well at the same time. And next thing I know, I hear David banging on the door, trying to come in. And I get up and I walk in there to where he's at. And I said, "What's up, buddy?" He said, "Something's wrong here. Like, my back is on fire. I need to come in so you can look at my back real quick and tell me what in the heck is going on my back." So he comes in and he takes his shirt off, and I never would have believed it in my life unless I saw it with my own eyes like I did. There were the longest 3 scratch marks going down his back, and they weren't just some little soft scratches. They were scratched deep that there was blood coming out of them.
Wow.
I saw when they got home. They were telling me about it, and he showed it to me the same way. It wasn't just a little baby scratch. It was broke the skin. He's right.
And it wasn't short either. It was from one top corner. It was from the top right corner of his back down to the bottom left corner, the whole way across his back.
He didn't.
Something
that was on
slashed
his way out
him.
of the bathroom. Yeah, that was when he was on his way out of the bathroom, as if something was trying to say, "Hey, you stay here." And of course, David didn't. He was trying to get in there with Riley then, because I don't know. I think he felt like he probably you guys have bit off more than you could chew.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right, and this is one of your first investigations, so you weren't,
Yeah.
ready for this. Yeah.
For that.
So what were the words that you heard? I think that's probably what people want to know. Like, what did you start hearing when this was going on?
I know the one recording I heard was "You will die here tonight. You will die here tonight."
Yeah.
And it said that like twice. "You will die here tonight."
And Alexis, the other recordings that we got, I actually had an EVP with me in that back bedroom. And once I found out that girl, their daughter, had practiced witchcraft in that house, I went up to the father and I asked him, I said, "Where did your daughter keep her witchcraft stuff in this back bedroom?" He told me the closet. And I went to the closet and I opened the door and I was looking around in there, and next thing I know, I actually got the idea that I put a REM pod on the floor right there in the closet, and I'm sitting there asking questions, like, if I'm communicating with a male, can you tap the REM pod for me? And then I thought, oh, I got an EVP. I'll just sit here and run an EVP session. And when I did, and I was not expecting what I got back in response, because I never would have believed it unless I'd actually heard it that night. It was crazy. It actually scared me.
What was it?
And until this day, I'm still kind of nervous and iffy about going to that area of our state.
What was the EVP? You got me one.
The
What did it say? Yeah.
The EVP that I heard was not a voice. Alexis, I swear to you that when I played that EVP back, there was nothing but. Have you ever heard of the term a hellhound?
Mm-hmm.
Basically like demonic pit bulls.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I played the EVP back, it was the most demonic sounding barking you have ever heard, and growling and snarling that you have ever heard in your life.
Do you guys, if you still have that recording, you should, I'm sure people would love to hear it. You could post something with that, you know, a little snippet and include that because that is intense.
Yeah, we should do that. We
there's no
got that.
words.
We got it.
Yeah, so there's no actual words. It was all just the growling and the
growling.
sound.
Yes.
She didn't get any words on the EVP all the first time you went. All night. It was just spirit box.
Spirit
What
box.
do you mean the
Yeah.
first? What do you mean the first? What do you mean the first time you went? Why would you go back? You went back? You said the first time you went. What?
That's actually the freaky part because.
Did you exercise the house the first night or the second time?
The second time.
So yeah, they went back. The owners, if I remember right, after all that, called you back, and he wanted to go in there and see if he could. It was just like crazy. It was keeping them up during the night. I heard the guy when he come to the store, he was talking to you. Said they couldn't sleep from all the cabinet doors slamming, lights turning on, just the weirdest crap you ever heard. Lights turning on and off. It was something else. Water spigots running.
Yeah.
Just weird things.
Toilets flushing.
How did you find out that? How did you find out that they were doing witchcraft, and why did the parents allow it, and what happened when they realized that something bad had happened? Like, how do they feel about all this?
I really feel like the whole family had something to do with it. I actually think they were setting him up. I really do. Looking back now, I mean, it was an experience that he won't forget. I'm sure him or David.
I'll never forget it in my life.
But did the daughter? She wasn't living there now.
The daughter had literally just moved to a college like a week before we went.
Yeah, so she was gone, and I think she left. Maybe she left him a mess. You know, it definitely left him a mess. I'm curious, when she left, did things get out of hand? And as long as she was there, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Did you ask that question?
I never did. That question never occurred to me.
Looking back now, I actually thought you were set up after the first time. I was like, they got you. But so maybe they didn't. Maybe when she left. Yeah. So yeah, he went back. They went back and they exercised and cleansed the house. So it was what?
How did it work?
So what?
Did it work?
She said, did it work? I mean, they said it did for a while.
That they actually told me it calmed everything down for a good while. And then about a month or two later, I get a call, and it's from that husband calling me and asking me if we could come back and do another house cleansing. And I said, yes, sir, I reckon we can. And we did, and that's where
Dylan went this time, right?
No,
he didn't get it. Hey, he's been 4 times.
Yeah.
Jeez.
The second time, that's where things got bad.
The first time was bad enough.
The first time was bad enough, but the second time was 3 times worse.
Okay.
Because evidently we had pissed something off badly in that house. Wow. Yeah. That same back bedroom, the second time we went, I wanted to set up in there. And while I was doing stuff in the back bedroom, since I knew that's where the center of the activity was coming from, my partner was actually walking around in the house doing solo EVP sessions. And I was sitting on a bed in there, and I never believed anything like this in my life was possible, especially around here. But I was sitting there and I was listening to the spirit box, and then the next thing I know, I'm laying on my back in the bed, and it wasn't possession. It was the step before possession, oppression, just like a severe hate, flushed over me, like severe hate. Like I didn't want nothing to do with the house anymore. I didn't give a crap what I was doing there. I just wanted to go home, and everything was pissing me off for some reason.
And that same attitude came home with him for like a day or two, which is very unlike him.
Right. So you guys were worried that something came back with him. He didn't come home alone.
He was more worried than when he was worried. Then we started getting worried because he don't let too much worry him.
Right. So what did you do? Did you do anything special to cleanse yourself when you came back, or do you think it just sort of got bored and left?
We prayed for sure.
Yeah.
We prayed.
We prayed.
We prayed to God for sure.
What the heck?
That was me. That was not a ghost. That was me shutting the door.
And then it seemed to be better.
So what, Alexis?
So it seemed to be better. So someone, you got a couple questions real quick. Just have you heard about the place in town that the guy said he was not restoring anymore because of the activity?
Yeah, that's Teddy. We're trying to get up with him this week. There's a place in town, Alexis, that we've investigated an old bank, the very first bank in Kinston, North Carolina. So a guy bought it, and he's renovating it, putting his offices in there for his business. And he was having some things going on, and we actually went in there and investigated that building for him. And some of it was, we talked earlier, we debunked. Some of it was really nothing. A lot of drafts in the building, and but we actually caught some spirits in there on our SLS camera, and nothing demonic at all. Just some, not sure what happened, how they got there, but they were just hanging out.
Yeah.
So wasn't nothing for him to be afraid of, and he was very thankful after that. And he was like, you know what, I appreciate it. What I owe you? We're like, no, we do this for fun. And he said, well, I got a building next door. I'll never go in again. I promise you, something's in there. And so he bought this building, another one to fix up. And after some occurrences he and his family had in there, he doesn't even go in there anymore. So he wants us to go check it out. So we're going to check that one out.
I'd like to hear about that one. If anybody else has any questions too, like I can see the comments here, so feel free to ask, and especially about Hell House and Snow Hill. If there's any other questions.
We haven't talked about the Hell House a lot because it's been like a couple years ago, and it was I don't know, it's kind of one of those we didn't talk about it a lot because we were so new to us and the things that were going on. We were like, geez, I hope everywhere we go is not like this, because we got a lot to learn.
I mean, that night we pretty much went on an investigation that a seasoned paranormal team would go on.
Well, that's not your usual place, I don't think.
No.
I mean, we've been to lots of places, and I can rank them. That would be number one on the list.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it was namely
witchcraft, maybe.
Yeah, the witchcraft. And I wonder how much of it was because the place is built on a old cemetery, and I feel like the cemeteries or the graves wasn't moved, relocated like they should have been. Back in the day, there was a lot of places people buried, long ago, like family cemeteries and stuff. Over time, the markers get gone. You're talking about 80 to 100 years, and after the markers are gone and nobody knows, that stuff's covered up. So they build on it. They build roads through it. They sell lots on it, especially in the country. The way things are today, I don't know about California where you're at, but the farmland's going away. The housing market is just slowed down, but it's been so big that anywhere there's farmland, people are selling it off and making subdivisions out of it.
Yeah.
So I feel like the same thing happened in Snow Hill on this piece of property.
Yeah.
But the witchcraft definitely was the icing on the cake.
I guess my question with all that, like, did the daughter ever admit to like conjuring something, or like what was her goal with it? What was she trying to do? Was it just like she just messing around? She was curious. It's like Bloody Mary, just being silly, or was she trying to do something? Did you find out the purpose and why this happened?
I never found out. I never even asked any questions. I just wanted it gone. I did not want nothing to do with that house after night and the feelings that I felt.
These people were about
I'm
to burn
wondering
this
now,
house
like
down.
what's she gonna
So
do next? Did she learn her lesson, or is she? I mean, the story of
I'm
who
curious.
she is and why she did this is really interesting.
It really is.
And
See,
is
it
she
was
gonna
bad
do this
enough.
again?
The
Did she
people
learn her
were going to
lesson? Is she
burn
out
the
there
house
doing
down.
it? You said she went to college. Like, did she just like curse all the dorms too while she's at it? Like, what else is going on? You know, that's what I'm curious about. Hopefully, there isn't more. Maybe it was a silly mistake when she was a kid.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know what crowd she was running with, and wow,
Yeah, I don't either.
she'd watched one too many of those Blair Witch projects or something. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know.
Way too many.
Evidently, what she was doing was working. It was doing something.
Yeah, it was doing something all right.
Well, speaking of conjuring, my kids are about to conjure up a science experiment kit, which means the house may blow up. So I better
Maybe
go
not.
make sure that it doesn't get too stained.
Yeah.
But is there any last questions that anybody has? Or I might just drop off now.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
that's it. I haven't seen any more questions. But it was so nice joining you guys, and this is so creepy. But I think, a really interesting follow-up would be what happened to her, and if you can find that sound footage from the EVP session, that would be remarkable.
Yeah, as usual, we got lots of videos, lots of spirit box sessions, EVPs. I guess at this point, with my crazy schedule, we need to find somebody who can help us with editing, because we got a lot of information. And really, we'd like to start bringing somebody along with us to maybe do some recording and do some things with us and be a part of our team.
Yeah.
Because it's just gotten to that point we can't keep up. We can't.
Well, put that out there, because maybe one of your fans says, "Hey, can I do it? I can do that. I have that skill set."
We've had one or two come with us in the past, and after the first night, they don't come back. It just seems like every time we bring somebody, we end up going to a place that's not great, and they don't come back. Something about thinking about it and doing it are two different things. When you're in a pitch black dark in a very unfamiliar place, and things are happening that are out of your control, the first emotion you get is to run, to leave.
Yeah.
So there's people who he's tried to get to help us, and they don't call back.
No, they just call me crazy.
But anyway,
well, if anybody's listening to this, if anyone's listening right now, they need some help. So definitely, we need some cameramen and we need an editor. So help out Down South Supernatural, because there's going to be some really cool content coming out of you guys.
Yeah, there is.
All right. Have a good night. I'm dropping off.
Thank you.
All right, Alexis. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. All right, everybody. That was Alexis Nelson, Hollywood producer, very nice person
and actor.
Yeah, she's not only produced. That's right. I forget that she's been in movies. And her and Mark are the backbone of the Savannah House Haunting movie. So that's how we met her, through that deal. And of course, she's been in lots of other movies and produced lots of other movies. But yeah, she wanted to talk to us about the Hell House. Is what we called it. We don't talk about it a lot because I don't know. It was just a very weird place for us, and we've been to some wild places. Don't get me wrong, but that one was pretty pretty raunchy.
Yes, it was pretty bad.
So yeah. So we're going to try to get this weekend. I don't know if it probably will be Saturday evening. We're going to go to a local place. Teddy, I don't know if you're still up here, but man, you can tag with us this weekend if you want to. I'm sure Dylan. Let's see. And remember, we can't. So sorry. Yeah, Dylan went. I think maybe the 4th time Riley been to the Hell House. Dylan actually is that the first place Dylan went? Too sure it wasn't.
No, that was the second place Dylan went because Dylan told one of his buddies to come.
Okay. Yeah, that wouldn't have been because I think after maybe it wasn't really much of nothing when y'all went.
It wasn't. It had actually calmed down a lot when Dylan went with me.
So I guess maybe the 3rd time of you going and y'all actually tried to cleanse the house. What all y'all do?
We went to we prayed over the north, south, east, and west corner of the house. And we blessed from the back of the house to the front door, pushing spirits out.
So you didn't have any sage, of course. If you had it, you would have used it.
Yes.
But it must have worked.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked for a while.
Oh, wow.
So in the meantime, these people have tried to get back up with us, and I think we just kind of let it roll because we think the owners of the property have more to do with keeping the spirits in there instead of letting them go. So it's like Riley cleanses it,
and then
a month later they conjure the things back. So it's not just we were kind of blaming it on the daughter's witchcraft, but I actually think the mom and the daughter were doing witchcraft in this house.
Yeah.
And so it was almost like a contest. Let's see. We want to see if Riley can cleanse the house, and we're going to see if we can bring the spirits back in it. They're not the spirits in that home are not spirits like we see where, hey, make that light go off. Can you give us the word? What's your name? It's nothing like that. It's nasty, mean. It gives you a feeling makes you feel sick at your stomach. It just changes your mood. It changes everything about you. It's just a spirit that we don't set out for that.
It makes you feel anger, basically. That's what they're conjuring up in that house. That's why I don't want nothing to do with it now.
Yeah, Dylan said he went to Granger first. So
yeah.
So everybody, local people to us, about Granger Performing Arts Center. We talked about this before. We hadn't been in there in probably, 8 months since last year.
Yeah.
But nobody's really going in there now. Our hookup there, he lost his hookup in there, so he can't even get in there. We were getting in with him. But Dylan said that was the first place he went was Granger.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a pretty good place to go. And just so you know, Granger Hill, the basement area of Granger is haunted.
It is.
So we've been to Virginia. We've been to Georgia now. We've been to Tennessee. We've been all the states around us. And Granger Hill is just as haunted as anywhere we've been.
It is.
Maybe not demonic.
No, there actually
what about poltergeist? Well, I know it is because you've been scratched there. You've been touched. It was letting you know in Granger that, hey,
I'm here.
I'm here, and I'm going to show you I'm here. So yeah, I'm gonna put Granger up there. Maybe not number 1 on your list, but it's a top 5.
It is.
Hell House and Snow Hill, number 1.
Definitely.
As far as poltergeist stuff.
Demonic stuff.
Demonic, which I run from that. So yeah, I don't even like to count it. But what'd you say, Angel? Oh yeah, maybe you can join us one of these days. Yeah, maybe you can.
What
Kenzie, my daughter, goes. She goes with us a lot, and she's really good. She's about like me. Her and I are green, so we're still learning as we go. But she helps us a lot. She helps us with things that, as far as social media stuff, that we're getting better at. Thanks to her. And Riley's doing a lot more with it. And she actually helps us with editing. And gosh, we got so much material that we need to edit from like years of investigations already. that we could make one heck of some quick little videos and splits of things like that.
Yeah, we could.
That would really we have got to do it. Anybody out there good at editing video, let us know. We're looking help. So yeah, we're needing some help. We feel like we could do a lot of it, but man, you know how it is when you work every day, and it's just hard to find time to do it all.
Yes, it is.
Going back, Christina, where?
What?
Christina said any plans of going back to either. Were you talking about Granger? Yeah, Angel, if you come with us, you can bring you stuff. We probably got enough inventory of equipment now, thanks to this guy over here. He loves equipment.
And as of next week, we're actually going to have another brand new laser grid on the way over here.
Yeah, he's ordered another one. So I'm going to be honest with you, Christina, I don't see us going back to the Hell House.
No.
And I'll tell you why. It's not that we're afraid to go to the Hell House. The fact is, those people are working against us. So basically they're pretending, come help us. They're crying wolf, come help us, come help us. And we come and help. And then, a month later, they're back, conjuring up the same demon that we tried to get rid of. So we're fighting a losing battle with that one. So after four times,
I'm calling it quits.
Yeah, we're moving on from that. Those people, I'll tell you, one thing you got out of it is you got education on it.
Broken in.
Well, you got broken in, but at the same time, you learned more in those 2 or 3 or probably 5 hours of your life that we might have learned in a year of investigating.
Yeah.
So yeah, the whole deal of smelling sulfur, you smell it. It's not just rotten eggs. It's when you're in a place like that and you smell sulfur, it's a demon.
Yeah.
You got a demon close by, and it was like that every time he went. Granger, we would love to go back to Granger.
We really would.
But like I said, we lost our hookup. Nobody's going in Granger, and truthfully, we've been so busy going everywhere else. We just haven't tried to go back. I'm pretty sure we could figure it out.
Yeah.
And we may, but golly, there's so many places. We got a list. We've probably got 30 or 40 places we want to go.
And I literally just bought a journal or a binder.
So he's finally getting organized with our places.
And I've got like 10 to 15 pages in that binder filled up, slam packed, brand new locations to go.
What do you guys think? Yeah, Dylan, we're going back to a local place to us in Kinston this weekend, which is a vacant home, no power. There's no electricity on the home. It's getting dilapidated. Some crazy, weird, I shouldn't say cult, but I feel like some cult stuff has happened in that house. So we're going back there this weekend. This will be our second time there. We're gonna get a lot more done this week. It was one of them crazy feelings in there too.
Yeah, it was.
When we walked in the door of this house we're going to this weekend, we kind of all got the feeling like, oh man, I know this feeling. It ain't good. So you go in some places and you're like, you feel nothing. It's really, I don't know how to explain it. Sometimes you might go to the same place 10 times, and all 10 times you feel nothing and you don't get a lot of action. But at the same time, it don't take one. You might go to a place 10 times and get nothing, and on the 11th time, you're like, holy crap, where did all this come from?
Yeah.
Right?
They going out there awakening something.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you do that too. Yeah. Yeah, Dylan's shirt got pulled there. I do too, Eric. I do too. I like the Civil War stuff, and we're not giving up on that. We're gonna go over behind King's to check out some Civil War stuff. We're gonna get back on that. That's one thing we talked about. We agreed a little while back that hey, we're gonna keep going to the big name places because that's just what you do. That helps get the ratings for sure. And we're trying to get our name out there, man. We're trying to get known. There's a lot of people who look down on it, and those guys are crazy. They don't try to support you, but at the same time, there's a lot of things go on in this world, everybody, that's going on. You can't see it, but it's all around you. That's a fact. Tell me why.
That's the truth.
I didn't believe it neither. I'm one of those naysayers, or one of the ones who didn't believe it. But after being a part of it and experiencing some things, and there's just no explanation for it. There are spirits around you. Okay, I don't know if they haven't crossed over, haven't wanted to cross over. I can't explain that part, but I can tell you there are spirits among us.
There are,
and they're not all nice. I would say the majority are nice, good spirits. It's like I feel like they're trying to communicate with you when we're trying to communicate. And it's like I feel like sometimes the equipment isn't on the same level that they are. I feel like it's like us talking to them through a 3-mile tunnel.
Yeah.
And they can barely hear us.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like we get blips of communication from them.
Yeah. That's true.
I don't know if that's a good example, but that's how I feel like it.
That about sums it up, though.
Dang, Angela, there's a lot in West Virginia. Chip Myers, man, he's a good buddy of ours, and he's a West Virginia and a Virginia guru as far as places to go. So yeah, he's seen a lot there and been to a lot of places. I ain't talked to Chip in a while. Hope Chip, if you out there, hope you're doing well, buddy.
I hope so too.
But Eric, yeah, we're going to go to Fort Macon. Christina, you sent us. We had already been thinking about Fort Macon. That's on our list to go, and especially we're going to get there this year. The next time when we go to the beach, Jesus, we need to go to the beach. We're going to Fort Macon when we go back to the beach for darn sure.
That's for sure.
Yeah, Teddy was talking about people in Kinston, and they don't want to talk about this, and they're the very ones. The downtown revitalization in Kinston. Let's just be real about it. And I'm not knocking it. I want to help the downtown grow, but all those old buildings in town have so much history in them. We probably could. There could be several movies done of supernatural things happening in those buildings downtown.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I know for a fact there could be.
I'm telling you, Alexis, Mark could come down here, downtown Kinston, in the revitalization area that they're pushing so hard to get new business and get new growth, which I want it to happen too. Those buildings are so old and there's so much history in Kinston. Man, there's no telling what you could get. There's no telling. We've only been in a few buildings downtown, and every one we go in has got some things happening.
It does. Every single one of them.
So, Christina, those pictures you sent, I shared them on the page about the Fort Macon pictures you sent. That definitely lit a fire again for us to go to Fort Macon. I actually think Dylan went to Fort Macon last weekend with his family, just a little day trip maybe. So, Dylan, I don't know if you saw anything. I'm pretty sure you pulled out a spirit box.
Yeah, he actually did.
If he could do it without his wife watching.
Spirit talk.
Hey, Michelle. Nick, man, what's up, Nick? Teddy, you busy this weekend? You want to hitch on us for that little cult house we're going to? We're going to set up some cameras this time if we can. Oh yeah. So Dylan said he sent you some of the responses he got.
Yeah, he did.
At Fort Macon. So Dylan, you must have seen a little something. Oh, Dylan's wife was participating, he said.
Yeah. And he actually texted me and said, when we go to the Conjuring House, Reagan wants to go with us.
Ooh. So yeah, just so you know, we will be going to the Conjuring House. I'll be honest with you, I don't know if it'll happen this year, but we're going to sit down, and we're not good at schedules. I'm just going to lay it out to you. Riley and I and really my family, we fly off the hip. We just do things. So we're not good at scheduling. Nothing to be proud of. But I
was texting David. He actually responded back.
Oh, we're talking about scheduling. We're going to try to put a schedule together, and try to get a schedule. We'll actually try to follow to some places.
Yeah.
And Conjuring House is on it. We want to go to Waverly Hills.
Yes. And
so we're going to Tennessee. We are going to Tennessee in October. So we're going to hit a few places in Tennessee for sure while we're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be right, Eric. We've been to some places lately. We didn't have any problem getting communication. Some of it wasn't the kind we wanted to get, but we got some. So
Yeah.
Eric was saying he feels like Civil War spirits, sometimes communicate better than other spirits.
Yeah.
You think they want to be heard more?
That could be
tell their story of what happened.
Yeah.
It might be.
That could be exactly what you're dealing with.
Yeah. Kendra said hi, Riley.
Hi, Kendra.
Oh my goodness. I didn't mean to do that. I was going to share share that. I'm going to pop a little picture. Any of you guys who were up here late, just so you know, this past weekend, this is what we did. Riley got to meet supernatural heroes and his heroes. I think this is kind of what helped start him into the supernatural investigations, and actually the name too, Supernaturals, Down South Supernatural. He told them about it. Those guys thought it was awesome because naturally he's wearing his Down South Supernatural shirt everywhere he goes. But this is Riley getting to meet Sam and Dean, and he was starstruck and didn't know what to say. For the first time, he was quiet. And I said, guys, he's starstruck. He can't talk, I believe. And I said, but I will tell you, I feel like it's been 15 to 20 years to get here. So it's time for you. It'd be nice if y'all just kick his butt.
Yeah.
And they had no problem doing it. They were happy to do it. So those guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kendra, we are. Yeah, Dylan, we're going to try. We'll definitely be live streaming. We're going to do a little bit more recording, especially. I'm trying to think about the power situation with our new camera system we got.
What with that house in Kansas?
Yeah, but there's no power in the house, so we got to come up. I don't know, man. I hate to say it. We might drag a generator.
Yeah.
I guess if we get there, we'll take a generator, and if it's hot like it was last time we went to that house, if it seems to be like we're going to get a lot of communication and see some wild things, we might fire up a generator.
Yeah.
We can take one just in case. And if that's the case, I guess we'll see if our camera system will actually pick up anything. We'll see. We'll run anything.
Yeah, we will.
Anyway, any places in Tennessee you guys know about? Because we got a few places. What was the place you had? A few places in Tennessee you had that we need to check out when we're gone. We'll be there a whole week. We're gonna be in Tennessee a week. We'll be in the highly populated, crazy growth of Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area with the rest of the people who'll be on vacation. We're going to vacate a little bit, and we're going to hit some spots we didn't get to hit last year when we went. I don't know any places.
Hold on, let me look.
Yeah, no doubt we did, Eric. That night we went there to Southwest Battlefield area in Kinston. It got hot there, especially after Riley. He got a little more persuasive than we liked.
Provoking, I do that.
He provokes definitely more than I ever would or Dylan, and kind of gets us in trouble sometimes. But at the same time, we really won't get in a heck of a lot until he started provoking. But that provoking got us exiting, kind of like at the Savannah house this weekend or 2 weekends ago. When something tells us it's time to go and it says it over and over, and bad things are going to happen if you don't leave, we
usually try to listen.
Yeah, we do. We do for sure. Yeah. Roll. Anybody know anything about Tennessee? Any places in Tennessee we can check out? Because we're going to try to hit 3 or 4 places while we're there. we're definitely gonna get to Fort Macon. We're gonna get to Fort Macon if in the next week or two for sure. I know my family's ready to have a beach weekend for sure.
Yes, sir.
FYI, local folks who don't know, we're building a bakery in Kinston, right beside right beside the Daily Grind Cafe. We will have a full bakery, but we got baked goods now. We get a lot of those from Yoder's and 118 in almost Advanceboro, outside of Grifton. But my daughter Kenzie loves to bake. We bake some stuff and it sells out the same day she puts it out in the coffee shop. So we're going Kinston will have a bakery again. Naturally, we'll have the cinnamon rolls. We're gonna have some awesome cookies, some stuffed cookies, big cookies, cheesecakes, donuts. Kinston will have donuts. We will be making donuts fresh. I know that none of this is supernatural talk, but that's just how it is. I throw it in there. So spread the word, you local people up here. Let everybody know that the bakery, and it'll probably be open in the next 30 days for sure. We've been working on it hard. Crescent, Dylan, yes. We talked about that, Dylan. Those crescent rolls, man, they were good. We talked about that. We're gonna have to learn how to do those. If you can fry a donut, to be sure we can fry a crescent roll. I don't know if anybody's ever had it, but at a bakery, crescent rolls are a big deal now. So we got them crescent rolls filled with buttercream, crescent rolls filled with like apple pie, peach. Oh my goodness, I could go on and on. They were really good. Anyway, we will be going live Saturday when we go to the house in Kinston. We'll be going live for sure. Maybe we'll get a lot more video than we got last time. No doubt. I think that might have been my favorite, the apple pie one. I'm not sure if we'll be doing those, but we may end up, because they're something a little bit different. You don't see them everywhere, but they are really good. Trying to read the messages up here, guys, so bear with me. I'm not ignoring you. I'm still wanting to hear some comments about Tennessee. Any other local places you guys want to see us go? We definitely got to. We'll be doing in the next 45 days for sure. That are got some serious activity, and it ain't the nice kind. So we're getting better at our recording and our videos. It's hard for three people to do. Just so you know, if we're in a larger house, it's hard for three people to be recording. I mean, you got to have three different phones when you're at a place that doesn't have any power. But at the same time, that's not the hard part. The hard part is maneuvering around in the dark, trying to communicate with spirits in a place you've never been or you're unfamiliar with. Like I said, did I say in the dark? The pitch black dark?
Yeah, parentheses around that.
And record, investigate. Man, it just ends up being a lot. So I see why people who do this, when you see them on TV, they got a camera person with them a lot of times.
Yeah.
I agree, Dylan. I don't know. I saw the Fort Macon when I started checking into it. You may have noticed this weekend. I think they closed the actual Fort Macon Park. Is it at sunset or is it at 5 o'clock? I don't know if that means you got to be off the premises. Being it's a state park, you probably can't go inside the fort's what I'm thinking. I don't know. We need to find out.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I looked one time, Dylan, when I looked online, and I know there was a time. It may have been talking about Fort Macon as far as you can't be inside the fort.
There is one place that I want to talk to somebody about getting scheduled. That's the Fosque Plantation in Pollocksville, North Carolina.
Oh yeah, went by that place. It's heading out of New Bern back toward Pollocksville. What was it called?
Fosque Plantation.
Fosque?
Yeah.
Is that right? That don't sound right. There is a place we saw the house. It's the old plantation house. My understanding is that place is haunted. We hadn't checked on it, but we do have it on our list. Lydia's Bridge. Dylan said y'all talk about Lydia's Bridge. Where's that at? Is that local? I hadn't heard of that.
Around here.
Where's that at, Dylan?
Is it Washington or?
I hadn't heard of that.
Hold on, I think I got it. Not fine. Here, I'll look. I'll see if I got
2.5 hour drive. Oh, it ain't local. Y'all killing me on this driving lately. Whew. I drive 5 or 6 hours and it takes me a whole day to recuperate now. Guilford County. I remember back when I was young like you guys, I'd drive all the way to Florida in one day, drag race all day, all night, and come back home the next day all by myself and never miss a beat. Not even late for work on a Monday morning. I can't do it no more. 4 or 5 hours is whooping my tail. Guess that's what happens when you get into 50s.
Well, when we go to Conjuring House, you got to be ready.
When we go to Conjuring House, just so y'all know, when we go to Conjuring House, don't think we're playing. Monster Energy might be on the side of something that'll be taking us to there. Don't you think Monster needs to be sponsoring us? I do. We're hunting monsters, drinking monsters.
Yeah.
Did I say that?
You did.
I hope I don't get in trouble. Maybe they'll see it, but I'm putting it out there. Free publicity for them, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Dylan, can you imagine us flying to the Conjuring House? We roll up in there with 3 suitcases, a box full of cameras, a hard drive. There's no way we could get through the checkpoint. They'd swear we were blowing up something somewhere with all the equipment we got.
They think we were A-bombers.
Dylan said we need to try to fly to the Conjuring House.
No.
That'd be funny. What a fire ants tore me up last weekend. Nice to talk to you too, Angel. Hop on anytime. Share us out, man. Help us grow. Oh, Angel, that's who you get that. Angel, I just recognized, man. That's who we got the P&B unit from.
And he's actually got 3 more.
Riley said he'd got a few more from you. Yeah, thank you, man. That thing, we were skeptical. I'm not gonna lie, I was skeptical about him buying them from somebody we didn't know or someone who wasn't one of the big names, of course. But the P&B unit seems to work good. We used it at the Savannah house.
It works amazing.
Yeah, it worked. The moment we put it in that nasty bedroom, that thing started going off. Is there any way, I'm going to ask you, he don't think so, but is there a way you can change the ringtones on them, Angel?
He sets it up. That's
I know
how
he does.
Builds it for the purge.
But I know they got the purge. Durham Paranormal. Okay. So I didn't know that. Did you know he's Durham Paranormal?
Angel.
Angel, yeah. He said he's Durham Paranormal. I did not know that, y'all. So yeah, thank you for letting us know, Angel. I thought you could. You might have to send Riley a text on how to do it. And I'll tell you why. He's got 5 P&B units and they all have the purge sound on them. And I was telling him the other day, if we put these things in one location in 5 different rooms in a house, and we're not close to those rooms, how are we going to know which room to go to? Because they're all putting off the same sound. I feel like we might need to be able to change them a little bit. We thought we put Back in Black on one. What else do we say?
Hells
Bells. Just some hard stuff. Anyway. So if it's not, is it something you think we can do, Angel? Sweet. He says we can do that. So you know the charging port on it?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a way to do it, to upload something to it that way. if you don't mind, man, we're learning more and more about this computer type stuff. But yeah, if you can send Riley some directions on it, and that would help us, especially when you get the other 3. I think he said you're gonna try to get them this week or next week.
Next week.
So next week he'll get them next week. So thank you for that. We really like them. So any of you guys out there needing any paranormal equipment, my understanding is Angel Durham Paranormal can build about anything you want. I think Riley asked him about some portals, some different things. Send us some pictures, Angel, of the things you've built. Riley probably keep you busy.
Yeah, I definitely keep him busy.
You might not want to be that busy, but yeah, let us send us some pictures and things. You can, man, you can pop them up here. It don't matter, man. We support local people in the paranormal, just like we hope you support us. So yeah, anytime, we appreciate it. I think that's about it for me for tonight, my man.
That's about it.
So thank you everybody for popping on tonight. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Alexis, again for getting up here.
Yes, thank you.
Interviewing Riley. Alexis is trying to help us a lot. We really appreciate the help. A lot of people run the other way when you start talking about paranormal stuff, and I understand that. So anyway, thank you all, everybody. We'll get up with you. Check us out Saturday. Be looking out on the page, the group page. We'll be messaging what we're going to be doing and going live on Saturday. That's going to happen this weekend.
Yeah.
Good Lord willing, it will happen.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's about it.
Say it, man. Ring it up.
All right, you all. You know the original spell here. Until this weekend, catch us all at the Down South out.
South out. Later.